You can paint just like the master. Learn from his teachings of evil. Yes, we can.
Welcome Reaper fans, today we have Wyrmgear. This is a Reaper Bones miniature. It's a multi-part kit and this is what we'll be painting today. I have glued the Wyrmgear dragon onto a 100mm base boss base, and I'm going to add the wings later because these wings will be much easier to paint separate from the body. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to base the miniature, get my primer coat on, and then I'll come back and we can start the painting process. So I've done my undercoat. I used a rattle can spray primer. This is an unknown make to me. I bought this in one of those cheap shops. It costs about £3 for this little tin, and it's dried perfectly well. I don't know I don't know where you can get this actual spray from. It says for hobbies and small projects. Like I say, it's not from Games Workshop or Army Painter or Valeca or any of the big companies. But it has given a very nice coverage of gold. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I've never used this before, but I picked it up because it was so cheap. Thought I'd give it a go. But look at that. That really gives a beautiful gold shine to the whole miniature. Looks like a trophy. It's very nice. Okay, let's get cracking. What I've done, I have added some gravel to the base, and that will be painted over later. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going over the whole miniature with my Agrax Earthshade. The Agrax Earthshade, this will tint the gold and give a fantastic look to the gold. Once that's dry, I'll come back. I'm not going to put anything on the wings just yet. Maybe along the spines, because what I'm thinking of is this will end up being silver in the middle, for the middle extent of the wings, and we'll be doing silver along the body as well. But first of all, once we get this ink wash, that will be our gold part done, and then we can go on to the silver, and then we'll be doing all the highlightings, and I'll show you how to do the light reflections on the metal and bring out the best for your miniature. Now I've added the Earthshade. I've also painted the base and painted around the rim of the base just to make it all blend in and match nicer. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some shining silver, and this is going to go on all the little pipes and the little hydraulics on the legs and all the little places like the little tubes on the back there, and anywhere else where I feel should be metal for the hydraulics of the dragon, and we'll get all those parts painted up. Once you've added all the silver, we'll go over the silver with a black ink wash. It doesn't matter which brand you use, but that will give a lovely effect to all the silver areas. Now I'll come back once I've done that, and then I will show you how I highlight the gold on the miniature. It's a very simple task for this miniature, and already it looks awesome. It really is nice. It's a real steampunk type mini, this one. So I'll come back once I've added the ink, and then we shall go straight into the highlighting of all the gold areas. For highlighting the gold, it's a very simple process. I'm going to use Kyrin Gold by Army Painter, and you can either paint it on using a very fine brush, and what you do is you get your gold and you just edge paint along the edges of all the metal areas with your gold paint, and that will bring out a lovely reflection and make the gold really shine. But me, I'm going to dry brush it because it's a big mini, and dry brushing works much faster and is easier for me to do on a miniature of this scale. So all I'm doing is I've got my dry brush and I'm going over all the tips of all the metal. Just on the horns. I'm only doing the areas that like the sun would shine down on. So I'm not doing the bottom, I'm always doing the top. So like the top of here, just the top areas. You don't need much. All the bits the sun would shine onto. There we are, beautiful. And see you can see the light reflecting off that beautiful there. Yeah. So all you do is you go along all the areas, just on the edges, and that'll bring out a lovely effect. You see, just there. So there we are. What I'll do, I'll come back and show you the miniature once it's finished, because this is really all I wanted to show you today, was my gold and my silver. It's a very simple paint to do, and I hope you try it in the home, because it's worth trying all these different things. And what I'm trying to do is show you guys and girls a way to paint your minis nice, fast and easy, but have a good result, because all we want is our minis painted, and we want to look at them and think, oh, that's great, but with minimal work and all the pleasure. So here we are. This is the finished Wyrmgear. I've done all the gold and the trimmings, I've added all the highlights, and it turned out a beautiful miniature. A nice simple paint, but very, very effective, and you can all do this. You can all do it. And there we are. Just a little bit of highlighting. It is very, very simple, but very, very effective. And there we are. Let me show you what's for next week. Next week we have a Frost Giant Warrior. This will be mounted onto a snow base. And I'll show you how to make the bases with a nice snowy effect. So, if you like what I do, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, then please become my patron. All patrons are added to the end credits of all my videos. So, until next time.
Okay, you can all go now. Please, leave me alone!